future ears. You'll hear something to do with the dance. This is called La Dance. In a world of photogenic fakers that are bidders, fibbers, takers, and trippy-dippy time robbers with solutions to problems that no one knew we had. First it's bad, then it's a fad. Fix what ain't broke to give pharmaceutical profits a stoke. Look now, we can't have rich folk going broke who would hire scientists, build labs, and make all those blind stabs. Who would pay for all those happiness ads with the gospel that inner peace is just a pill away? Pill away, yes, pill away, the drag that is your life. Never ask, is this the only way? The bidders, the fibbers, the fakers, the takers would dim your life to a monochrome mediocrity, a very civilized atrocity. To keep you marking time, don't submit to such a crime. Break out the beats that lift your ass, inspire your feet to dance. Of grief and merriment, what is life if not a dance? Syncopating rhythms of me and you and us, apart or all together, dancing happens in the now. You don't need no how. Move one bit, then another. They'll find a way to relate to each other. Don't bother with who's looking. Just love the music, because it's your mother.
Thanks for the appreciation, folks. Yeah, by the way, we just wrote, I wrote the poetry a little while ago, but we just put the music and everything together today, so you're getting the fresh feel from it. Now, it seems to be human nature to want to have heroes, you know, all kinds of heroes. So this is a poem called Heroes. We should do our heroes a favor and not expect odorless shit. Besides, bad smells don't lie, and I like my heroes to have clay feet. For heroes, what are my choices? My preference is for the voiceless, their choices chopped off at the knees, not rowdy politicians, flash-footed dancing round the truth, deadly in their generosity with other people's money. My hero could be the cripple that struggles up the curb, not he with the helping hand. The moment soon passes for the cripple that is curb after curb after curb. Real heroes don't know they're brave. My hero could be a mother begging at the gutter, her stomach is fast empty, yet she feeds her baby first, and waits to drink for her child to slake its thirst. Or a nurse who picks the last to die in a triage from hell. If one day I have a hero, the feet will be well-modeled clay, and I will stand upwind on a smelly day. If ever I have a hero, I won't say.
This is a poem written by a friend of ours who's no longer writing with us. His name was Ray Darlin. And the title is a phrase that I think pretty much everybody has either heard or used. And the title is The Check's in the Mail.
Payments would not fail. He asked me for something to pawn. I told him, don't worry, the check is in the mail. Well, that morning I went to the bank to find out why my loan had stalled like a roller skater on name but rare. The manager told a stale joke and said, it's a prank, don't worry so much, the check is in the mail. I sat all afternoon of welfare, got so angry they threatened me with jail. When I finally saw my worker, she picked her teeth and words with utmost care. She said, it's Christmas. I'm under pressure. But I assure you it's in the mail. Sure, they all say it. Sure, I said it myself. Sir, if you're looking for a quotation and want to hit the hammer on the nail, I don't care if it means being shelved. Tell them the check is in the mail. What more can you do when you've got nothing more to lose? When all your efforts come to no avail? When you can't afford to pay no more doobie-doos? Tell them all, damn it, the check is in the mail! As you can see in any city. I happen to see it at the open air mental ward called Gore Park here in Hamilton. But this is something you can see in any city.
He accepts acclaim from those who share the joke. People passing to and fro, well, we just don't know. Crazy young beggar sitting on his ass, dirty wet concrete, dirty wet ass, laughing, forgotten right hand is out, come up of those that to and fro are two who see the empty hand and stop to fill a need. Wouldn't you know it? You don't have to guess it. They too are poor. I saw the beggar. They saw the hand. Busy young beggar sitting on his ass. Dirty wet ass. Laughing. In the privacy of his mind, he feels the glow of friendship from phantoms hanging on his every pause, and stop he does at the chink of change in his forgotten palm. Crazy young beggar sitting on his ass, dirty concrete, dirty wet ass. He giggles in the night. I know he's lost his laugh to a chill-fingered palm. A northeast wind cutting low across night-chilled pavements tickles no laughter. Crazy young beggar sitting on his ass. Dirty wet concrete, dirty wet ass. Lost his pad. He sits ponderless behind the desk, a funcular grin hiding the spin. Ovine supporters clamoring to be first in. Into what? Whatever's going, buddy, whatever's going. The toad has lost his pad, but he's not sad. He can be lordly in his added land. Peons to the left, peons to the right, joining hands in sycophantic dance. Eyes averted to pay the rent on lives they will never own. Not all of us can just walk away. Not all of us have the power inside to say enough. We play the game with whatever rules we're dealt, and not all of us have felt love. So many people on the streets can only love between the sheets. So many people alone with only a crutch to call their own. You look at your watch, but you won't give me the time of day. You ain't getting much. In abandoned buildings, in condos or in flats, filling the sidewalks, the strong, the weak, the skinny, the fat. It don't matter what it looks like, it all amounts to despair. They say it's what's inside that counts, and in love's war all is fair. Not all of us can just walk away from the drama of the trauma or whatever it conveys. It settles like a cloud over a quarter moon, but even with a struggle, time don't heal all wounds. Not all of us have the inner strength to make it or make it stretch its length. What's best for one, who can really say? Because not all of us can just walk away. When I woke up today feeling clearer than I had in years, walking to the edge and eyeing the East River Bay, I decided then and there to finally walk away. One last poem, ladies and gentlemen. While we're waiting, I would like to say thank you very much to everybody. You've been very attentive, very appreciative, and that's extremely encouraging. And that's encouragement is what feeds artists sometimes. And I would like to thank you very much for that. And as soon as the boys are tuned, we're going to do a poem called Terrible Event. September the 11th, soul-numbing. I'll never forget that day. Hot, dry sunshine, quiet settling around her like dust. Sitting on the ground, dappled by a lean-to of rags and straw. She's staring at her emaciated, bulgy-headed child, willing life into him. She looks up for a blink, looks down again, her baby is dead. She rocks just once, is still, her baby grows cold in her arms, the chill from the corpse, freezing a little more of her heart. Suffering squinches time. You can't separate one instant of misery from so many others. She'll outlive all her children, dying an elderly young woman. Yes, young, as did so many of the innocents slaughtered in the towers. They leave behind mourners who will mourn an unknown mother's passing. Not me, but I will remember the towers and the lean-to. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We are Free Circus. My name is Jack Street, Tim Gibbons, Mark Foley. Look for us.
The show is called La Danse.
The show is called La
A
Danse.
little more up-tempo. None of this ballad stuff. I want to see people dancing. Or at least making an attempt to dance. We have poets who are going to be live for you guys. I can find poets around here. This is after September 11th.
is open for people to look at it.
Yeah, it'll be in view.
It will be in there as well? Okay, perfect. Well, I gotta get going, but I gotta find Ellis and tell him thank you for letting me play. Have a good night.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah, that's what I heard. And so my buddy Courtney here, my sound guy, Jack Street, he's just getting his script. And that music, and now it's time for some poetry. So Jack, I introduced you, but where are you? Okay, now Jack Street.
Good evening, folks. I love being tall. It doesn't happen often. But you know, one of the things I've noticed a lot lately, a lot more than in the past, is there's lots of short women on tall shoes. You know, you're looking somebody in the eye, chatting with them, and they walk away. How do they stand on those things? You know, these magical stilts. Anyway, in November the 11th, I'm going to be doing a show at a new place called the Pearl Company, and that's on Stephen Street, just near Redwood Rock. And I do poetry to music with Tim Gibbons and Mark Coley, and I also do poetry alone. And Flea Circus, which is the three of us, we always rehearse in public. We go to open mics and that kind of thing. And I like to do that too. You know, I practice at home, but there's nothing like a live audience. And the real reason, the basic reason that I'm putting on this show in November, so I didn't know that this was going to happen, or anything like this. It's so that I could do this poem. It's a poem about me, my dad, and the time and times that we shared. He had a couple of favorite things. One was a tune, Lily Marlena. And the other thing he loved, or one of the other things he loved, was soft ice cream. Do you know how great it is to be a kid with a dad who loves soft ice cream? That's nice. So this is a poem called My Dad, Our Times, and Soft Ice Cream. I was just a lad, you see. Long socks, short pants, bombed out homes were nothing new to me. Now I remember them in black and white. Do you know, walking is an Englishman's delight, especially with his son. Hand in hand and off we'd go, at a pace to look about, but not lollygag around. Whatever way we went, we saw the detritus of life spent and futures rent, putting holes in our pants. I was just a lad, you see, long socks, short pants, bombed out homes were nothing new to me. And then there were people, tortured by the good fortune of survival. Wrecked faces, missing limbs, 1, 2, even 4. And this was after their finest hour. Some lost in echoes and replays and overlays of hell. Of some, nothing left, just a hollow shell. I was just a lad, you see. Long socks, short pants, bombed out homes were nothing new to me. I had a wooden foot-made piggyback. The maker's missing arms were with a sunken ship. It's hard to give torpedoes the slip. These men that gave away their youth were ordinary background. My dad would spot the details and the soft ice cream. I was just a lad, you see. Long socks, short pants, bombed out homes were nothing new to me. My dad was the black eagle of the foundry. Could spot a pin at 1,000 yards. Overhead, in his crane, lives hung on the balance of his ladle, were protected by his raptor's eyes. On our walks, he seemed to see around corners. I was just a lad, you see. Long socks, short pants, bombed out homes were nothing new to me. He'd spot fun stuff, a horse with a hard-on, a copper chasing his hat. Neat stuff, too. A Humber super snipe. An actual admiral, all done up in braid. We'd laugh. And, if no one was about, play tag. I always won. I would prattle away. He seemed to listen. He'd quote me later in the day. I was just a lad, you see. Long socks, short pants, bombed out homes were nothing new to me. Images of places past remind me of feelings I had when I was this high to a grasshopper, before puberty and adolescence tossed them in the hopper. Fortunately, I still have the bin they fell in. Lets me into memories without youthful chagrin. I'm rummaging in my dad bin for a memory to bring him alive in the world. I was just a lad to see. Long socks, short pants. Bombed out homes were nothing new to me. A day of soft drizzle. Glistening sidewalks. We were on a mission. Not an aimless walk. Pavements packed beyond believing. Yet everyone is still moving, coming and going. I was just a lad, you see. Long socks, short pants. Bombed out homes were nothing new to me. My dad bends toward me, spins me around, and I'm off the ground, solidly set on shoulders broad enough for two of me. My dad, he could shimmer through a mob like a sprite, shortcut his way to a jewelry shop. This was our last stop before soft ice cream. I was just a lad, you see. Long socks, short pants, bombed out homes were nothing new to me. Down to the ground, adjust our clothes, and open the door to Mappins. What a place. A little boy is frowned into immobility by moneyed severity. My dad slips into the attitude of humility, the dispossessed save for its utility. I was just a lad, you see. Long socks, short pants, bombed out homes were nothing new to me. Of a sudden, we're out the door, I twirl and soar once more, I see the crown of every hat in sight on my paternal sprite. Soft ice cream was at last in sight. Suddenly, on Dancer's feet, he turned right, and I was standing on the ground. My dad, he was looking around. Then he looked down. His face, his whole body was covered with a frown. I was just a lad, you see. Long socks, short pants, bombed out homes were nothing new to me. This too was no novelty. I knew the frown was not for me, but the beginning of an old routine. He put money in my hand and found a hiding place with a view. I started to run. It's so hard for a little boy to just walk. At the sound of my name, I slowed down. I was just a lad, you see, long socks, short pants, bombed-out homes were nothing new to me. Then I saw a two-thirds man with half a face sitting behind an upturned cap. What was left of a best mate from when Dad was a lad. I dropped the money in his hat, ran back to my dad and his shoulders, but Dad took my hand instead. The fate of not-so-old soldiers, enough of a burden even for his broad back. I was just a lad, you see. Long socks, short pants, bombed-out homes were nothing new to me. We walked in the wet, smoke-grey air, each step echoing memories I could not touch. Dad halted, clapped, no, banged his hands together at the invisible sky. His fingers beneath my armpits tickled just a bit. Then laughing, I'm sitting where I like to sit. At last, there was nothing between us and soft ice cream, except memories of dreams that would never be. I was just a lad, you see. Long socks, short pants, bombed-out homes were nothing new to me. Now, I remember them in black and white. Thank you for your kind attention. That was a very long poem. I could stop there. Would you like to hear one more? Okay. You know how little things. Can screw up your life for years. And sometimes, a lot of the time, you're not in charge. The tiny little screws your life for years. Well, here's a poem about that. And I've fallen in love with, years ago I fell in love with, I've had several affairs since, but I fell in love with Celtic poetry. And Celtic poetry uses the chorus a lot, and you noticed in that I kind of use the chorus, I do the same thing in this one. And this poem is called "The Bus Was Late." Oh, what a day! Slept in, skipped breakfast, left the house in a spin, could have ate. The bus was late. Missed my connection, got to work late. Was the boss irate? He had a conniption. Then all day he was up my arse like a proctologist on a search and squeeze mission. Oh, what a day! Slept in, skipped breakfast, left the house in a spin, could have ate. The bus was late. Lunch was an empty feast. No credit at the truck, no cash in my jeans, no advance on my pay. Why did I have to quit smoking yesterday? Oh, what a day. Slept in, skipped breakfast, left the house in a spin, could have ate. The bus was late. Afternoons have fewer hours, but they grind away in jagged slow motion. I put my watch in my pocket and forgot it. The only way to the end of the day was to plod it. Oh, what a day. Slept in, skipped breakfast, left the house in a spin, could have ate. The bus was late. Now, I'm not a clumsy man, and what I aim at I usually hit. But with bosses, snits, nicotine fits, all made stock by hunger's bark, I missed the mark, smashed my thumb all to shit. Oh, what a day, slept in, skipped breakfast, left the house in the spin, could have made the bus was late. Shit! My hammer is a missile. Who do you think it hit? That's right, the boss in mid-snit. He was out like a light the first time he'd shut up in a fortnight. Couldn't enjoy the quiet for my screaming thumb. Oh, what a day. Slept in, skipped breakfast, left the house in a spin. Could have ate. The bus was late. He's in intensive care. I'm in emergency under a copper's stare and shackled to a chair. What would I run and where? He has a gun, and my splattered thumb would keep me here. Oh, what a day. Slept in, skipped breakfast, left the house in a spin, could have ate. The bus was late, I'm all sagged out and have a glow from several doses of narcotics in bare rooms and balls seem exotic. We wait for news of what? I can't recall. What a fascinating war. Oh, what a day. Slept in, skipped breakfast, left the house in a spin, could have ate, the bus was late. He's awake. I'm unemployed. A minor factoid. Doing my best to get some rest. I nod behind an iron gate. My fate twisted by a bus that made me late. Oh, what a day. Slept in, skipped breakfast, left the house in a spin. Could have ate. The bus was late. Thank you.
Okay, well, I'll strike while the iron's hot, because that was excellent, man. That was really good.
Good, well, thank you. All right.